Hey, everybody. Oh, do you know what? I was just talking to the guys and girls over in the green room, and I was saying to them, I said, you know, if there was ever a time I was never, ever going to do a London call-in, it would have been tonight, actually. But you know what? The sheer fact I've got some great guests on tonight, that's a big plus. It really is. And the fact that I'm going to be helping Tech on his 24-hour Children's with Cancer charity straight after this stream, it kind of kept me motivated and inspired. And you know what? As much as I am and was, I gotta keep remembering that past tense. It's very strange. Even though I am a fan of the wonderful woman that was, of course, Queen Elizabeth II, the show must go on. I mean, this is life, folks. The world still spins, and God save the king. So anyway, so we're gonna be a little bit of light relief tonight, hopefully for you lovely lot out there. When I say light, it's gonna be light in all sorts of manners as well, because we're only actually running for 90 minutes. I'm pretty sure I've never done a London calling for just 90 minutes. But anyway, here we are. We're here alive and kicking, thank God. And I'm going to get everyone on. But anyway, as always, folks, if you want to support the channel, you've got two choices. Either you can do Super Chat, or, of course, you can become a member. It's as simple as that. It really is, folks. Anyway, how the devil are you lot? Anyway, because it has been, I've got to be honest, folks, it's been tumultuous. I was in the city yesterday. We kind of thought there was some shenanigans going on, and we kind of watched things unfold. And it was a very eerie sense in the city last night. It was even more so when I was over in the West End last night as well. I went to see a Star Trek movie last night, the 4K version of Star Trek, the motion picture. It was amazing. It really was. But of course, got the sad news afterwards. And I was thinking, should I go to Buckingham Palace? But I'm not joking, folks. It was like a monsoon running through London last night. So anyway, like I say, hopefully we're a bit of light relief. What do you think of life in Lego this week? Hey, the Black Panther, the so-called life-size Black Panther. Is it life-size? I don't know. Depends, I suppose, how big you are, or small, as the case may be. But we'll take a look at that a little bit later, folks. And we'll have a look at your pictures as well. So if you've got any pictures that you want to send me, do send them through to me. There we go. If you'd like to show them off, DM me, and I'll try and show as many as I possibly can. It's as simple as that, folks. So anyway, let's take a look and say hello to a few peeps that are out there this evening. We've got Not Today Dane. Good to meet you, mate. Welcome to the stream. We got Lego Madness out there as well, Liam. Good evening to you. We have the Minifig Hoop. Great to see you, my friend. King Oldenoff as well. KO, let it go. Happy. Hello there, happy builder. I am actually. I'm genuinely happy because I want to be here with you guys as well, in and amongst and immersed in it all. Two Humble Bricks is out there. Good to see you too. Nicole should be on in a minute. We've got Faith and Misery as well. Great to see you, my friend. Saying hello, everybody. Axel Plates out there. Great to see you. We've got the Brick Bods as well. Hello, Brick Bods. They're going to be helping me out a little bit later too, as well as Craig on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Brick Allen is in the house. Good to see you, mate. Oh, I like the avatar. Nice bit of artwork there. Red Carnage is there too. It's A-fold day tomorrow. Anyone going to Blue Water? I'll be there first thing in the morning. I really will be. Chris, Englishman in Warsaw, GSK, Chalice. Hello, Chris. Yeah, I've been seeing you, all your stuff that you're up to in Poland at the moment. Especially at the car wash. Didn't expect you to be at the car wash. That was a first for me. Hello, everyone. Sorry I missed the stream. Have a good one. No problem, Cabbage. Hope all is well with you, my friend. Hope you had a top week. Who else we got out there too? Got anyone else? We've got the Tina Bricks. Great to see you, Tina. We've got Monarch out there. He's been a member for 9 months. Monarch, thank you so much for that, my friend. I can't actually see that on StreamYard. It just flashes up. on YouTube for me. TRA Company is out there. TRA Company, lovely to see you. Hope all is good there. Larry, excuse me, that is the legend. I think I timed that about right. We've got John's Bricks out there as well. Evening, Greg and Peeps. Great to see you here, John. It really is. So I've got Mitty Bricks as well. Hello, Mitty. Good to see you, dude. All right, who should I bring on first? I'll tell you who I'm going to bring on first. He hasn't been on. Do you know what? The last time he was on was about 6 months ago. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was only on a few months ago. It's been a while. And while we've got him, I'm going to let go of him. Let go, as they say. Anyway, let's bring him on, shall we? He's the J to the A to the N to the G. He's simply Jang. Hello, Jang.
Howdy.
How you doing?
6 months.
I think he has. It's been literally 6 months. I couldn't believe it when I looked.
That's almost half a dozen.
I know. It's literally, it's almost a baker's dozen as well. You know, half a baker's dozen.
Doesn't make any sense.
Google that, folks. It is the measurement, I promise you. Anyway, you're looking fine. I'm loving the retro T-shirt that you're wearing. It's been a long time since I've done that myself.
A reference to myself at all.
Well, I tell you what, right? It is strange. There's several things that are so. How can I put it? Aged well. You, of course, probably the leaded pencil, and of course the tape. The tape, which apparently, Jang, this is a trick. This is a fact. You know, records are making a bit of a resurgence at the moment.
Yes.
So are cassettes.
No,
unbelievable. Yeah, but they are, and I'm like, I cannot see the benefit of cassettes. Records, yes. 100%. You know, they're warmer. They've got like a crackly feeling. It's almost like you close your eyes. You think you know, you got the beautiful music that you're listening to, and of course you got the crisp, kind of crispy, warm tones of a record. Yeah. You don't get that with a tape. That's for sure. You really don't understand the benefit. Mini disc, yeah, I'd be up for that. That'd be quite cool.
But I am nostalgic for tapes, though. Like when Lego came out with that Baby Groot, I fawned over that cassette tape. It's so good. It just feels good in my heart.
Yeah, I know, and that's one reason I do fancy getting it, and I might get it tomorrow. It's AFOL Day tomorrow, so we get 15% off. I think it's worldwide. Is it AFOL Day for you lot over there in America?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll have to ask one of our other guests when they come on. He might not even be in a lug. Who knows? But anyway, where would you like to go next? We've got somewhere very up north where we got 2 for the price of 1. We've got somewhere in Germany, somewhere in Ireland. We got somewhere in America. An Englishman in New York, I'd like to say, but it's definitely not New York. But it sounds good though.
We need to get as far away from here as possible. Let's go to Germany.
Germany and Deutschland then. Okay, we're going to go to a place, folks. Do you know what? One of my favorite places in England is a place just outside Wiltshire. It's called Box, strangely enough, BOX. And this lady is in Germany and she's surrounded by boxes. See what I did there, Jang? Terrible segue, but there we go. It's a segue nonetheless. She's wonderful. She's beautiful. She knows loads about Lego, and she is Nicole, aka Lady McBrick. Hello, Gunzi Tag.
It's finally believed by everyone that I am indeed in Germany. I can't believe it.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what? It's true actually, but I'm curious though. All the writing on your boxes do appear to be in English. Just saying, or are they German? What is? I'm not going to ask what box is in German, but it's probably the box or something like that. What is German for box?
Karton.
Karton. Oh, I like that. Sounds like a karton, isn't it? Something like is that a musical instrument or some sort of athletic device? Don't know. Everyone's looking dumbfounded. That must be just me. There must be something going on in my head. Nicole, lovely to see you. Where would you like to go next? We've got very up north where we've got 2 for the price of 1. A newbie as well, folks. A newbie. We got my beautiful friend, as strange as it seems, in Ireland, and we've got Sam Geezer from the UK in America. Where would you like to go?
That is a very hard choice. I think
they're beautiful specimens, every single one of them. I promise you, they're beautiful specimens.
One more beautiful than the other. Let's go up north.
You go up north. I had a feeling she was going to go up north. How can I describe? Well, I can describe one of these guys. He's got a beard. I can describe the other one. He hasn't got a beard. At least, he has got a beard. No, actually, I'm not going to go there as well. He looked like I thought because he's going to a wedding tomorrow, he might have shaved, but he hasn't. He really hasn't. Well, how can I describe them both? One's got glasses, the other one hasn't. Here we go. One of them's called Sam, and the other one, well, he's simply called Craig. Hello, mate.
Hello.
Hi. How you doing?
All good here.
Okay, everyone. So off the hook, you probably think, who's this geezer on the left-hand side? Well, I'll tell you who he is. His name's Sam. It's Sam Perry. He's friends on Discord with myself, Nicole, and of course Craig and Jang, because he's a patron like me, like Nicole, like Craig on Jang's. So it's just the way it's worked out tonight. We're like fanboys
house. Yeah. The originals. Yeah.
This is it. We are. So we're fanboys. Anyway, Sam, Craig, lovely to have you here. It really is. Sam, how does it feel? Are you okay? You're not too nervous?
No, it's all good.
Okay, excellent stuff.
It's all good.
That's like what we'd like to say. So, seeing as you're the newbie, Craig, where would you like to go next? We've just got some English dude.
Yeah, we've lost the
We've lost the Irish, right? Yeah, the Irish have dropped off. Yeah, so basically we've got some English dude in America. So is that cool with you? We'll go there.
Yep.
Sam's looking at Craig going, I don't know what to say. Just go along with it. Just say, yeah, whatever. All right, here we go. This guy, can I say, he deals in bricks. He's been building a massive castle recently, folks. He's also done a very cool mock of Paddington Bear, which I'm kind of hopeful that we might even see tonight, which would be nice. But like I say, folks, he is an Englishman. He is somewhere in America. He is, of course, Brick Snaps. Hello, mate.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
And certainly not in New York. I will be in sweaty Alabama, is where I currently am.
Oh, sweaty Alabama. Oh, that sounds very exotic. It really does.
It really is.
I'm curious, Martin. Welcome to the stream. Great to have you here, my friend.
Thanks.
I'm off the bat. What made you go to Alabama? For those that don't know,
Alabama.
Ali something.
No, my wife is from here, so
okay.
We got married, and she said we're going to go to Alabama, where she's from. I was like, well, it's probably best that I do that, isn't it? So that's why, yeah.
Oh right, there we go. Yeah, very very cool. And of course, because you end up in Alabama. I can't say it. Is that a word I can't say, Craig? Alabama.
Actually.
Alabama. I feel like I'm going to break into that. Ding, 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 ding. But it's not that place. It's somewhere else. But anyway, talking of somewhere else, someone's just been in. Thank God, it's got me out of that. Nice. So we're gonna go to a place that's incredibly lush. You know why it's lush? Because it rains a lot. But funny enough, when I was there recently, Martin and Jane, it didn't rain at all. It was forecast thunderstorms for the opening of Ireland's first Lego store, but it didn't rain, and it was just full of sunshine from all the lovely people that were there. It is, of course, the wonderful, the beautiful Si O'Connor. Hello, mate.
Hey, it's that guy.
Hello, guys. Hey,
how's it going, Si?
Good, thanks. Thank you very much. You all look beautiful.
Good stuff. You dropped off, Si. Is your internet okay? Are you getting thunderstorms as well? Because it's pouring down here.
Yeah. They are forecasts. I've turned everything off. Alexa's dead. Phones are turned off. So we'll see how we go.
Okay, all right. Fingers crossed. My God. Honestly, folks, we're on like tenterhooks tonight. Not only because of the shenanigans from what's happened this week, but people's internet. It is a thing at the moment. People just drop off. It really does. It's a bit like scene from what was it, Empire Strikes Back, where they're going through the asteroid field and you see all the holograms, and then suddenly someone goes like that, and then boom, they disappear. It's going to be a bit like that, but without the asteroids, that's for sure. There we go. It's another segue, Sam. You've got to get used to it. They look at each other like that, but it's true. So okay, where should we go? We were talking to Martin. So Martin, tell us a little bit about your week and what you've been up to this week, my friend.
I don't really know. I've kind of forgotten. We had a holiday here over the weekend on Monday, so I was at the beach paddleboarding, which is what I like to do when I'm not working or playing with Lego. And then actually my wife's been sick, so I've been home, which meant I've also built a lot of Lego. So I've been Lego building is what I've been doing as well as work. So
okay, very good.
For those from work, if they watch this, that's my default answer there.
Yeah, your default answer. I say. So should you be working at the moment? Because it is only whereabouts in where you live? Is that Central Time Zone or
Central? So it is almost. but it's all right. We're good.
Okay. I'm trying to do everything I can not to say where you live, because I can't say it. Apparently, Alabama. Is that right?
Oh my God.
Wasn't there a song by The Doors called that or something like that? I don't know. This is like Harmony all over again. It really is. And even then, I can't say that properly.
Hermione.
Hermione. I know. I just can't say it.
Hermione.
I'm watching the movie. I've just started watching the films. I've watched 2 episodes so far, the movies, and they're really good. They really are. But I can't still say her name. Like, I say to my wife, it's like, it's Hermione, isn't it? And she's like, no, it's and I'm saying, yeah, but Hermione. And she's like, no, it's the. And I was like,
that's because all your clothes are Armani, and you've got it stretched in your head.
It's not Leviosa.
I know, because I laugh at you, so because I think, thank God I don't say anything. I talk about Harry Potter. That's how I used to get out of it.
That's why I haven't made a Harry Potter video for ages.
Oh, I used to love it, Si. Like, you used to, even when Si Jack used to do these like 1-minute videos that he used to do every morning, which I very much miss, by the way, Si O'Connor. He would, if he had a minute-long video talking about the news and stuff like that. Honestly, if he was talking about Armani, whatever her name is, hi Armani. Can we call her? Can we just call her H, please? And he would say it like 4 different ways, and I can't say it. I would have to have it written in front of me because I just can't say it. There's a couple of things I can't say as well.
Yeah,
like
Alabama being one of them.
I can't say. I can't. You know, when you do lots of pictures together, I call them Muriels. And yeah, and that's wrong as well. So, so totally losing it. I really am. I'm giving away all my secrets of what I can't actually talk. I'm like, literally, honestly. What can I say? I'm a special person. Talking of special people, we've got Jesse's Brick Galaxy out there as well. Good to see you, mate. We've got Minark out there as well. Did I see? God, you lot are chatting like a good one tonight. I'm going up and down. There we go. I found it. What's he saying? He's Minark says Trevor Baker. He just says Trevor Baker, as loud as you possibly can say it. I just happen to have it highlighted. Thanks for that, Minark. And I'm looking for something else. What else is he saying? He goes to Big Bods. That's what I thought Greg said. Laugh out loud. Oh, here we go. A couple of things. Now, if there's something that I always get pulled up on, it's whatever Carrie out there is saying. It's taken me years to call her Carrie. I used to call her Kerry. Apparently that's wrong. And a couple of things. You can't say anything right, Greg. I can't even when I am being sincere. I really can't. I'm going to try and be sincere later, I'll tell you. He goes, sorry, wait, Greg, he's talking about H from Steps. Steps. That doesn't sound like a 1970s prog band. Who else we got there? Her Heine. Is that right? That sounds like something rude.
Very
Nicole, who did we lose there? I think Si's just gone. Si's down. Yeah, whatever. Her Heine. That just sounds funny. Brick Snaps. Okay, let's ask everyone around everyone's laughing at me. Let's ask the panel. Brick Snaps. How do you say it?
Which one? Hermione? I don't even know what I'm talking about. Hermione and Alabama.
That's it. What?
Alabama.
All right, I'm going to write it down. Alabama.
I might not.
Honestly, you can make it up.
Well, actually, that is how you say it here. You have to draw it out like into 4 sentences to say any word, because that's just what you do. So it probably is Alabama. And then
I feel like there's almost a Y in there, though. It's like A-Y-A, Alabama. Alabama. Yeah.
Right. I tell you what, right?
Alabama.
All right, there you go. I'm nearly there. It's a bit like lasagna. Here's a word I used to struggle saying when I was a kid. What's the G in lasagna all about? What's all that about? Like it's just there. It's like, it's just someone just thought, I'm going to stick a G in there or something like that, just for the sheer hell of it. But there we go. Think about it, folks. It's a thing. It really is lasagna.
Do you say bologna over there?
Bologna. Yeah, bologna.
Okay, you don't say bologna or bologna.
No, bologna. Yeah.
Okay. No, it's bologna. It is bologna. We say
they used to dub movies with that on if it was on an ITV in an afternoon. So if they did say the BAST word, they would go bologna instead. So I think Top Gun it was like bologna, you can be mine and stuff like that.
Nice. That's awesome.
I love it though. It's what can I say? All right, so Craig, you are say Hermione or whatever her name is.
Hermione.
Her what? Hermione. Hermione. Sam, can you say it?
Hermione.
Okay, I think that was that all right,
Sounds
Craig? Was that
better.
right? Yeah, Craig.
Well,
I can
mine's
understand
northern, and
Sam
he's
more
like
than Craig.
the Queen's English, doesn't he? Or
Yeah,
King's
or the
English
King's.
now.
It's the King's English now. See, there we go. It's another phrase we've got to change now.
Yeah.
What about Jang? What about you, my friend? Imagine you're doing a review.
I will admit that before I saw the first movie, I always read it as Hermione.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, cream for that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
But
for external
Hermione.
use only.
Hermione.
Hermione. Yeah, exactly. You got to think now. We've got to think. Nicole, can you say it? Now, you obviously you're German, so you probably say.
If I wanted to say it in German, I would have to say Hermine, but it is Hermione.
Oh, it sounds better in German, I think. I can actually say that.
Yeah.
I agree. I'd like to go to watch a German dubbing of it or something like that. That would be quite funny, I think. Anyway, we've got Trevor Baker out there. Trevor, lovely to see you, dude. It really is. Hope the shop's all going well. I do hope to get up there one day. Larry Legon, or as they go, Legend, as we all know it's pronounced, is they say like
Schedule.
Yeah, like schedule. Yeah, schedule. I think I'm the only one. Schedule. It's a thing. It really is. The TRA company says Hermione. Oh, I like that. Hermione. Does that work? Hermione.
It's better, but I mean, come on, that's what they teach kids to do. So,
all right, Hermione.
Next week on Sesame Street, Council.
Yeah. We've got German Dublin, or was that meant to be German dubbing? It goes, always a pleasure to see you, Greg. Oh, that's it. Nice, it really is. Infamous Convict says everyone pronounces it masonry instead of masonry. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. And particularly the Masons get a bit funny about that pronunciation. What else we've got going on out there? We've got Brick Bods, a couple of things. You can't say anything right. Yeah, it's true. I can't.
Hermione, that's the best one from Carrie.
Oh, Carrie, here we go. Japanese. She speaks Japanese. Can you believe that?
Yeah, she also speaks to her toddlers, so she's used to dealing with you.
Oh, exactly. Hermione, surely. Is that a surname, or is that just finishing of the sentence?
Shirley?
Yeah, Shirley. Oh, hello, Shirley. She's working class after all.
That was from Airplane, wasn't it? Don't call me Shirley.
Is that what it was? Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh, I tell you what. Like, we're talking of Airplane. Then let's have something from Airplane, shall we? I tell you what, right? When people drive you around in, stuff like, what's that company called, Craig, with the Priuses? They drive everyone around in the Priuses. I think they call it Uber, don't they?
Uber, yeah.
That's the Uber. Yeah, imagine Uber. Uber drivers, overrated, folks. Yeah, I tell you what you want for your vehicle. You want an autopilot.
Automatic pilot.
Automatic pilot. There it is.
Oh, we won't worry about the super chat bit, but do you know what? Any chance I get to inflate the autopilot, have a drink, have a Kit Kat, and look at a banana and think, I'll have you next time, I'd go for. I really do. So okay. So where did I get to then? Nicole, how's your week been? I mean, you've been boxing, of course, of the putting things away variety of boxing. How's it all going? Tell us about your week.
I am 99% packed.
Wow. Oh, that's good.
Yeah. And I have 5 days left.
Really? 5 days left? See, this is going to be your last London calling for a couple of weeks then, I would have thought.
It depends on how everything goes, but next Thursday I will be picked up. All my boxes will be picked up, and then fingers crossed that everything works out.
Yeah.
Are
exactly.
you going to just sit in a box and close it on your top, and then just everything will just
and
you'll just
I hope so.
take me away on it?
Right.
Will you mark it as fragile and this way up?
Yeah.
Everything is marked fragile because somehow all of my Lego appeared in all of the boxes, and I was instructed to put fragile on every box that contains Lego because the moving company is almost as concerned about the security and safety of my Lego as I am. So
wow.
I was told put everything in boxes and label it as Lego and Fragile, and they will take care of it.
I was just going to ask about that because in America, moving companies are notoriously horrible and hate your belongings. Is it like that in Germany? Sounds like the opposite.
They, at least the person who came and looked at it, she told me, okay, we won't touch your Lego. You have to pack it. But after that, once it is in box, just label it so that we know. She made a video of my Lego so that she could instruct all the guys who will come
So they knew what to nick. Yeah, nice one. With Fragile on, yeah.
Right. Maybe it wasn't that a good idea to label everything with Lego.
Yeah, because they're going to think you've got a bit of a Lego issue going on there. I mean, have you made it very clear that you're kind of into Lego and stuff like that? And
it was hard to deny because when they checked out my apartment, everything was still in box, so there wasn't much space left where there wasn't Lego. So denying that I am into Lego would have been a hard case to sell.
oh, well, this is true. Actually, this is true. So, I mean, how's the experience of packing the Lego away? I mean, is that literally the last set that you've got to put away?
Yes, it is. And the train, one of my trains is still, because that will be not disassembled, so it will be very carefully packed in one of the boxes which has space left, and so the train will be the very, very last thing to pack.
The train. What train's that? What train's that? Isn't
the yellow one? The last, not the current city train, the one before.
Oh, the yellow and blue one. I got you. Yeah. The very kind of the kind of like intercity looking train. Oh, wonderful! That's really cool. Is there any particular reason why you wanted the train to be the last one to go, or was it just the way it worked out?
I didn't want to disassemble it, and the train will be the very first one that I'm going to set up in the new city. So I wanted it on top and very carefully packed, so not buried under tons of other Lego.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a train, Greg. Of course she's going to treat it with special care. Come on, man.
This is true. You got to put it in with sponges and towels and all sorts of things to make sure it doesn't fall apart.
Yes.
But here's the thing, though. You should vlog it. I know you don't do YouTube or anything like that, but I think it would be a lovely vlog to do because I just like to see your faces. People pick up the Lego and then just chuck it in the back of the van or something like that. I'd like to see that. Oh, tell you something else I'd like to see. I can hear it purring. Is that train that Jang's got there? Let's have a closer look at that train that Jang's got there. Oh, here we go. There he is. What's all that about then? That doesn't look like an official Lego set.
Oh, it's just something that I threw together. On a whim.
It's one of those, Si. Yeah, I just chucked it together.
It's not based on any real locomotive, actually. It's just something that I kind of made up. I was like, I want to do something with a short nose and a wide cab, but then a narrow body and
the line that carried all the way through when you looked.
Yeah. Oh God, these lines. I changed them so many times. Talk about emotional damage.
It was good. It was good. Is that a diesel? Is it based on a diesel? Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like it. And why those lines? Why those lines? Are they favorite color lines, or you just think they go well with the colors that you chose?
They're a little bit inspired by an older livery of an American train company called Southern Pacific, which doesn't really exist anymore, but they did when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. And I did another train mock that's inspired by a modern day American diesel electric freight locomotive, but using the livery of the Southern Pacific Company from when I was a kid, when I was growing up, and I used to watch the trains go by. So this is just intended to be kind of an in-universe classic throwback or retro, special edition kind of anniversary thing.
I like it. Jang, a special edition by Jang. Very, very cool. I like that. Wonderful. And sorry, those wheels, they look like they're metallic. Is that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the front's it's a 9-volt motor. All of my track is metal in my city. So everything runs off of traditional transformer. I actually hooked up an old hobby model train transformer rather than using the Lego ones because they're more powerful and more smooth. So everything can go without worrying about batteries all the time.
Yeah, that is a thing with. I got a couple of trains on the go these days, and the battery thing is a thing.
It's a thing.
It is a thing. Do you, do you think they could ever go back? Actually, talking about go back, let's have a little swap around. Here we go. Oh, hold on a minute, and we're there. Do you ever think Lego, and Craig, you'll be a good one to answer this one, I guess. Will Lego, do you think, ever go back to 9 volts, or do you think they're going to keep it always with using batteries? What do you reckon, Craig? Do you reckon...
I think they'll never go back to 9 volt.
Well, why does anyone know why they changed from 9 volt? Because that surely is kind of better for the environment because you don't need batteries or anything like that. Not that it was
to do with getting everything into one thing. So when they went powered up, everything was powered up. Now everything's power functions. Now everything's powered up. Want it to do with that?
From what I understand, when it happened back in the, I guess, late 90s or early 2000s when they switched over, right around the change of the century, it was safety related that they were trying to get kids away from being able to touch live electrical metal, surfaces. Because Playmobil did the same thing. I think Playmobil was the first major company to switch off of metal rails. And I think it was for that reason. Not that kids can be electrocuted from, super low amperage 9 volt or anything, but it was more of the perception that we're letting our kids touch electricity directly, So that's what I understand.
I'm pretty sure that Hornby still allow that, don't they, Craig? Would you know that?
The model companies still do it, but more on the toy end, the more available at a department store.
Same with electrics, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, but are they not like sort of? Are they still classify something like, say, Hornby trains as? I would always class those as toys, but would you sort of say they're more sort of models potentially?
Yeah, I'd class them as models. I've never seen them in a toy shop. So I've never seen them at Smith's. I've only seen them in model toy shops, model shops.
Oh. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? It's strange. Believe it or not, folks, that one of the first sets I ever had bought for me was a train set, and it was set 7740. It was a yellow and red 9 volt train. It was, and quite ingenious, really. It actually turned me off Lego, and I ended up collecting 00 gauge Hornby sets forever on. So basically, as soon as I came into Lego, I bought some of the what is the classic space sets. With the rover and I always remember there was the triangular one that came out. I think it was with the red minifigure, and then I basically got into Hornby after that. It was my dad bought me an 8 foot by 4 foot board, laid it down with some very thin office green carpet, and that was it. I used to play it all the time. And then once I'd go home because my mum and dad divorced years ago, so I'd get to see him at the weekends, my mum during the week, and it just flipped the board up. It was great. So it was quite fun. So I just sort of carried on the week after when I got back. It was a fun time. It really was. Okay, cool stuff. So Si, while we got you here, while we're hanging in there, dude, how's your week been there, my friend? Have you been back to the Lego store in Ireland at all since I've seen you?
Do you know I haven't? Because Lorraine's on these mad late night shifts, and I was even thinking about using public transport to go in. But they're still using the wristband system, so I don't fancy being there 7:30 in the morning to get in. Yeah, it's mad. It's extremely popular. Wow. It's just they can't get over it. So yeah, there's a thing on the website saying they're still using it. And I was talking to someone the other day, and they went in at 9 and got in at 2. And I was like, oh my God. They've gotten stricter on your half hour as well. So the wristbands have different colors. So they're going around and going, hi, blah, blah, blah. I am, other people. I don't know how they're wording it, but they're being really nice way of saying, get out of here.
Sling your hook.
Sling your hook. But I noticed that Jane Goodall, I noticed Jane Goodall's back. So I need to try and get her. The advent calendars are out, and my God, they're brilliant, but so expensive because I have to get 2 of each, 1 for me and 1 each for Nullig. I don't have to, but that's the way we do it.
Don't get 2 of each, though. Don't get 2 of each. Maybe get 1 of each and then get them in the
No,
sales.
share. Share with someone. No way.
With someone. I'm not.
He's
It's yours.
He is. He's someone in his own right.
Oh well, I tell you what, Mother Brick is absolutely right. I even said it when I was there. I said on my vlog, 30 minutes is not long. I could spend 30 minutes at the pad wall, just collecting Lego bricks. I really can. Like, especially when you're trying to squeeze them in and stuff like that. You really are. So, and tomorrow's AFOL day for us. Martin, are you a member of a lug? No big deal if you're not. Loads of people aren't.
So technically, no. Our lug got disbanded. It was quite sad. Well, it didn't get disbanded. We lost lug status here in Alabama. So I have a free agent on a lug, and I'm trying to solicit my my skills between there's someone in here, one in Georgia, Peach Lug, and then my friends in Utah. I'm like, okay, who gets lug bulk first?
Yeah.
And so I'm trying to play it, and then I'm like, okay, well, out of the people who are in this lug, who's really anal about what they want? Whereas I just want to say I want 1 million 2x4 white bricks, please. And I just need a really casual lug. But the thing is, those ones fall apart and don't get status again. So I need to find a lug. I'm an orphan right now. So.
Yeah, someone take him on. Come on, he's a nice guy. You know, he's a good runner. Been well looked after.
Go with some builds, like all my requirements.
Yeah, don't get too stressed if he takes an AT-AT UCS set on one of these pedal board things, because inevitably it will fall over.
I would offer Martin. I would offer you to take you on, because we are just in the process of starting a lug. We are just early days, because it takes a year to be recognized and everything organized, and it's just literally the first days of us coming together and planning it. The only trouble is the lug is called Women Who Brick. I'm not really sure if you classify as women and if we want to stick to it.
I would like to be in that lug, Women Who Brick. That sounds like
Can we be honorary members of that, Nicole? Because I think that'd be quite cool.
Me too.
Yeah, all of us.
Yeah.
We'll get in there. Women that brick. I'm getting
I've
special
actually been
wristbands.
told that I need a training bra, like from Lorraine. Like she told me you need a training bra. So technically,
bra.
I'm on the way.
The chamber. Is that so that if you go on a train, your shirts don't fall off or something like that?
Oh, when I'm driving around, the car go over a bump, my boobs go up and down.
Really?
Every time, yeah.
Oh, Si's got a cleavage. Fantastic. They're so long in so many ways.
You liked it, though.
The thing, I liked it. I liked it. Maybe use tape or something like that. It's cheaper. But yeah, and it gets rid of those awkward hairs. It really does, Jang. Honestly, it's the thing. But yeah. So Sam, do you have problems with training bras or anything like that, or are you you're not quite mature enough yet?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that. All right, we'll have to judge that one day on Discord. So honestly, folks, Sam isn't normally this reserved on a Discord server. He really isn't.
He is.
Well, he is a bit, I suppose. He's like he just basically he's on the Discord server with us. If you want to join, you know what it's all about. Just throw that one in there. And I often think to myself, I wonder what Sam's thinking, because he sees me, Craig, Bazza, and and Cabbage. We talk about the most profound things, like profound. Like, I've learned so much about Barry that I wish I didn't know, in all honesty. He's got certain skills, shall we say. And I sort of think to myself, I wonder what actually is going through Sam's mind. Does he think we're all bonkers, or he's just like hanging out with us because we just kind of make him inwardly laugh or something like that? Well, Sam, feel free to tell us what you think.
I don't know what to say to that. I honestly, I don't know.
He don't know.
There.
No, you're not bonkers. You're not bonkers.
Nicole's the most bonkers.
I know.
I just wanted to say I really like that Greg worries about Sam, but me mostly being the
Hold on
only
a minute.
woman there, totally
Nicole,
fine.
You're the most foul-mouthed one. On
you are
there.
the worst. Like you are. Honestly, you need to wash your mouth out with soap sometimes, Nicole, because it's like I can't believe what's the way.
When you
what
said
she
you had a
says.
massive, exactly, I'm
Yeah.
cutting it off there. That floored us all.
Yeah. And there we go. She doesn't even go rich. She just goes, yeah, you know, I'm German. What can I say? There we go. There we go. I've got to ask Martin. Martin, are you actually building something at the moment?
I am building.
He is building. So this is almost like a build off tonight.
So
I've got nothing.
would you like to see and build it?
Oh, go on then.
Shall I show you Paddington Bear first of all? Because you mentioned.
Yeah, do you know what? It's the perfect day to show us Paddington Bear.
It is perfect. So I made Paddington Bear yesterday evening when I was done with work. I was like, saw a few things jumping around. I was like, always thought about building Paddington. I always liked him. And so I had just built, I'm going to show you what I just had built before. So I was kind of in the groove. But yeah, so here's little Paddington.
He's cool.
Yeah. He's good. He's got good little welly boots, and he's got his pockets in the front and his little ties, and his hat's angled, so he like kind of sits his hat, and he's got his little suitcase, which I want to get a little tile in there that might say ER or something on that, right, on his little suitcase, so for his travels. So, and then I've built a little sign to go in the background, just kind of like sitting back there, and I'm gonna. Just my little bit of a. I've got a little stand that's going to go on, and I'm off to Seattle in a few weeks. I'm going to sit him out with my displays just there. So yeah, he's a good little buddy. He's got his hood there that kind of comes up. And
he's got like a duffel jacket, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, and I've got the detail of the inside of it. You can't really see very well, but it's the grey inside of the jacket's in there and everything. So quite like
Lego idea. You could make that as a Lego idea.
Yeah, that's an idea set. That is.
I mean, that would do well.
So I went to actually stick it on Lego Ideas this morning, but I've posted a few things, but I haven't even like voted for my own stuff. I'm like, that's not very good. So I went to try to log in, and I can't log in. Like I don't know how to get into my account, and so it will just sit here.
Okay, folks. Well, look, I tell you what, we'll keep an eye on that. You heard it here first. If it becomes a Lego set, Martin, I'd expect a signed one, please. And I promise I won't set it on eBay.
Well, let me show you what I turn around a little bit. What I've been working on a bit. So you'd shared some pictures of a castle that I was working on, which is like the Red Queen's Castle from Alice in Wonderland. Let me just move this.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at that. I'm thinking it's Battersea Power Station, isn't it?
So these pillars have come from that, right? So I really try to recycle things as much as I can. Again, I'm flying out to Seattle, and I wanted to bring a build. So I just finished 2 of those. I had them sitting there. So yesterday I was just piddling. I was on some calls, so I built, piddled and did my little aerial and a little flounder. I was like, well, I like that. So I thought she could sit there. But then last night, I got a little bit of man envy. This might get me in women's with brick plug. And I built myself a King Triton.
Ooh, cool.
Oh, like that.
With little abs and stuff. And so then he can, let me just turn around here. So this is a little bit different than what I normally build, right? So he can then sit back in here. Let's see if I can do it without it falling. And then we'll landscape around it, put scenery, and it'll be like a nice little vignette. So I've enjoyed like looking at some of these figures, like people do them, but I haven't seen a lot of them in builds and scenes. So I wanted to get something I could fly with pretty easy. But got him ripped there. He's got to go in there.
He is. He's got a nice 6-pack going on there.
It's actually close to a 6-pack with 2 4-packs either side. Boom. So we gave him everything he needs. So that's what I'm working on at the moment. So a little bit of fun, but Paddington is the one I really like. He's a good
little player. And was you inspired from the kind of stuff that happened this week? Is that what kind of got you in that mood?
I mean, I just saw a couple of stuff yesterday that people have shared, and it's just really sweet. And it talked to the inner child. And I mean, it's just like the sweetest thing, right? Yeah, you Paddington Bears and all your stuff. It's cute, and where you travel. So I was like, I've just done aerials, so I've done, just played with a little bit of sculpting. I was like, I know what I need to do. So Right away, I started with his nose and kind of worked in from his nose and built out, and I got him knocked out in about an hour or so. So I just in a good zone. So yeah,
it's really good. That is blimey. And do you always feel compelled to build stuff because? I don't know. I mean, is that what you do? Do you like if you've got like a few minutes of spare time, you're like, oh, I'm just going to work on something, just play with it. Do you kind of like chill your mind into working on it? How do you do it?
That's right. And my room's got no windows on it, and it's like got like factory lighting, so like you're going to be awake. So that 2 minutes turns into 2 hours or 3 hours, and then you're like, oh, whoops. But yeah, because
I mean, it takes me ages just to make a meals plate up. So almost always like to do stuff like that. Like you try and do it, systematically, but it's with that sort of thing. It's like where you start? And Craig, when you're doing a mock and building stuff like that, what's the hardest thing? Is it actually laying the first brick? I'm thinking, right, this is where I'm going to start. This is what I'm going to do, and then building on it. Where do you start when it comes to doing mocks?
I don't think it's laying the first brick. I think once you've got an idea and you start playing around, like Martin was saying, it's more about when it starts to evolve and you think, oh, that's not right, and you've got to take it apart and start again. That's the tricky bit of knowing where you get to. It's not going the right direction. And if you watch somebody mock building, like we've watched Jang do his training on the Patreon streams, and he'll get so far and then realize that's not working and tear it all down again. It's that kind of process that people probably don't know as much if you don't do it as often.
Yeah, but I mean, how do you feel when you're breaking that down, though, Jang? Is it like, oh, I wasted time, or do you think no, this is just part of the process?
I fully am aware that it's part of the process. I've done it so many times, and it kills me every time. Still, it feels like such a waste. Like I typically I'll approach a mock project with a lot of energy and a lot of anticipation for the finished product. Like I can kind of see something, or I can at least see where it's going, and I start going in that direction. And there's that momentum. It's like, yes, okay, all right, I'm doing it. And then it gets about maybe, I don't know, a 10th to a 5th of the way in, and then it's just let me just think of it a little bit differently. No, and then I just have to realize that okay, that momentum is gone. It's not coming back, but I can form new momentum. It really, really hurts my soul to undo work.
Yeah. And what about you, Martin? Are you the same? Like, if you get to a point where you're like, no, I don't like it, I need to do something else, or do you plan it? I mean, like for me, I'll be thinking, well, I don't want to waste time. I'll do it digitally or something like that. What about you, Martin?
I think pretty similar to Jang. Like, it's the process. So I don't play a lot of video games. But when I do, I want to be really good at them. And I know the muscle memory and the decision making, you're not used to it at first. You have to go through this to get to where you want to be. And sometimes with the builds, it's like that. But, I have multiple builds, different sizes all at one time. And I build certain ways that I can maybe take something from one and use it to another, pivot really quickly. But like I started with my aerial yesterday. I'd built one before, and someone actually had commented on it on Instagram yesterday morning, like a new follower. And so I commented back, I was like, it doesn't look right. And so that's what made me go ahead and change it. And then I was like, I'm going to build Panther. And I've already had that little, I know I'm using these little pieces this way. And then I was like, well, now I'll do Triton, and then I'll do the other ones. And then these pillars, I built one, and it's a pretty simple mechanism that's just repetition. So you build big quickly just by building some simple-ish things that you multiply, that it doesn't necessarily look so obvious that it's repeated. But yeah, it's a process. It's a fun process, though.
Yeah, and I don't mock 100%. Don't mock. It's not that I don't want to mock. I really do. I haven't got the time of day at the moment to do it, but I do appreciate people doing it. Sai, have you ever thought about doing any mocks or anything like that yourself?
Only buildings if I wanted to make buildings, because I don't think Lego make enough buildings, and sometimes when they do, they look big outside but they're pokey inside. But I'm not a mocker. I like to look at people doing it. That's what I like about mocking. It's a skill. I don't feel like I have the time to develop it, but I have books to show you how to make Lego houses, and it's really ingenious. And I've seen so many cool ones around that I'm just so jealous of. Like, I mean, if obviously you've all seen Jang's city, and it's just like, wow, blows your head off.
Yeah, it really does. It really does. And Nicole, you do a form of mocking, like a sort of, I call it more customization, and that's probably where I kind of go, because I do look at sets sometimes when I build them, especially if I review them. I sort of think, yeah, I think I'll do that next time, or I learn a technique by building something. You know, Nicole, you are called. I've got to say this very carefully. The modularizer. Because
Right.
you tend to take a building that's a bit of a folly and you modularize it. You put a back end on it. So
Right.
what's your process for doing that?
Sometimes it's really, really simple, especially the friend sets. They are already halfway there, and I just need to mirror it, put hinge pieces in place, and then you can open it up, and it is already a full built set. I just mirror it, and depending on how you look at it, you probably will not even notice that I changed anything, because from one side it totally looks like the old set, and then doubled, it makes a whole modular building. And with other sets like the Friends Hotel, you theoretically could mirror it, but it doesn't really make sense. No hotel or no building on Earth looks exactly the same from two sides. So I keep the original build, the original vibe of the set, and then I multiply it somehow on the backside, like with my Boba Fett palace. I take what's already there, and from that I build. It's I wouldn't go so far to call it a mock. It's a modularized version of the set, because the vibe is still there. When you look at it, you still recognize the original set, but I take it to the next level and make it my own.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's what I do too, Nicole. I don't put them on mills or anything, but I do like to put a back on a building with hinges. Like I'm always modifying stuff like that. Two reasons why. I'll tell you one, it looks great from behind and opening it up, but second, you stop dust getting inside. You don't have to like poke around with little brushes. It's just,
Right.
that is good. Brilliant. And I tell you what, right, they'll be cheaper than those cases as well, because those cases are an arm and a leg. Like, I know people that they buy a set and they put money aside to get the cases. Now, I'm not disrespecting those cases. Those cases are really expensive, and I'd rather buy Lego than buy those cases, or just get a brush and brush it. I don't know. It's each to their own, and everyone's got that special set. And Jang, I've got to say, by the way, I built this about 10 days ago, the Porsche. Oh my god, like, it is a great set. Like, it looks good at every angle. It's brilliant. It's definitely one of my favorites, and I have never seen you gush like you gushed on your review of that set as well. I was thinking, wow, this must be really good, and it was, and it is, and both look really good, actually. They were really, really good. They're very clever. The Mark Siaki, I think his name is. It's like a silent P. He's the designer. I guess. Yeah, I know. I studied that one. He is fast turning into my favorite designer. I mean, between you and me, he's the only one I know. But he's definitely up there, because I think he's had to do. Am I right in saying, Craig, he's had input into the 90th anniversary sets as well? In particular, the castle and the Galaxy Explorer.
I think so. If it's the same one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, I think so. I've seen him holding them up, so I'm presuming he's probably the designer on
it's
it.
The one I did. Yeah, it's the same
tall
one.
guy has his hair back in a yeah. So he's and I think he's like one of the few master builders as well. So it's kind of cool, and I do wish, and you can definitely get it from Brickset, folks, if any of you guys are interested. But you can actually find out who the designers are of them, and I'm hoping in sort of due course, I might even get the old Lego designer on as well, as a sort of follow up to having Stuart Harris on. So yeah, stay tuned for that, folks. But yeah, he's I think his stuff's excellent, and you could really see. And I think Jang might even share this sort of sentiment as well. You can really see as they get better as time goes on, because they're learning their trade, they're cutting their teeth on these designs. And I don't know, the cars, especially when it comes to doing speed champions and things like that. I mean, they look like models. I mean, the Aston Martin, for example, just looks great from a distance. It really does. I mean, it looks good close up, but they look good. They look like proper models. So yeah, so that's pretty cool. I'm intrigued though. Sam, tell us a little bit about you. I'm not putting you two on the spot. Just tell us a little bit about you and what you're into when it comes to Lego. Are you a mocker? Are you do you like just building official sets? What's your thing? What floats your boat, mate?
I mainly build sets. I do dabble in modification, but it tends to be sort of superficial things that I can probably take off if I wanted to and go back to the original design. I started out with collecting and building Star Wars sets, but then I have quite broad tastes. I buy quite a lot of the creator expert cars, ideas sets. Yeah, it's quite broad. I tend to try and stay away from some themes and not get dragged into those. But yeah, it's mostly set building, to be honest. Mock building is something that I'd like to get into, but I don't know whether I've just got a bit of a writer's block. Maybe I'm looking too far ahead, and my expectations of what I can achieve are greater than what I can do. It's just putting pressure on me. I don't know. I want to start mocking at some point, but I've just got to bite the bullet and start on something small.
Start something small. Yeah, that's the thing. And Craig, you're kind of nodding your head. Should you, when you start doing it, should you give yourself like a sort of constraint as to where you start, what you do? Start small, baby steps, that kind of thing. Have you got a sort of a bit of a philosophy for newbies in that?
I don't know. The idea. I mean, it's different for everybody. So just putting bricks together is a good way of doing it. Even when you're like watching streams, just putting things together and seeing what shapes you can come up with is usually the best way of like thinking, oh, that actually looks like that, and I could build that. But I tend to build in stories. So if I'm doing, my story arrives before I do the build. So like I'm doing the castle stuff at the moment. I've got this whole story in my head of how the factions have come together and this royal family has ascended, and it's almost got like a hint of Game of Thrones and old faction classic castle stuff. And that's when I start going, oh, they need a keep, so I'll build a keep, and they're going to have this stuff. And I did the same with the Aquazone. It was like I had created the whole almost like this Star Trek Federation of underwater stuff when I started building it. So those ships were all named, they're all classed on animals. So it started off with like the big ones classed is an orca whale, and there's a dolphin class, and there's a crab class, stuff like that.
Brilliant.
But I really have to tell, I can't stretch the emphasize that too much. If you really fear that this is too big of a step to take, and you are borderline frustrated, I really can recommend model modification, because I believe it's a bit of a blank space fright. If you have a start and do not have to come up with a whole concept at once, it is sometimes easier to start with a set that is already there, where you have the urge of, oh, that could be better, I would love if, and then you have already a construct and can work in this space before you have a blank canvas and need to come up with, would I like to build a spaceship, a building, or something. So
Lugs were always really good here in the UK for that, because Lugs encouraged people to like do a little build or try something so that they weren't overwhelmed. Like I know recently we did a huge collaborative build with the 90th anniversary, and the more people who were like more experienced at displaying and building built the layout, the like Mills type space layout that we did. But then a lot of people saw it on the Discord, and some of them came to where we build our brick shed, and they were like, oh, I could just build a little rover to go on there. And then that gets their confidence up, because that's now part of their names on that build as well. So I always found that was a good way to start mocking.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah, and Craig, you are you're not only someone who is at a lug, you're obviously an ambassador for that lug as well. Do you mind explaining what brick Bricklug actually is, the idea behind it, and why so many people find it useful.
What lug? Bricklug?
Well, yeah, big bulk, I should say, big bulk.
Oh, lug bulk.
Lug bulk, even.
Lug bulk. Yeah, lug bulk's just a way of getting parts. It's not as cheap as it was, but it's still cheaper than a lot of other areas because, I mean, pick-a-brick walls are still usually the best value, but a lot of parts never ever appear on the pick-a-brick walls. So everyone's going to Bricklink, aren't they? But if you're somebody like Martin who wants to buy like 3,000 or 4,000 or even more, then the only real way of doing that is using something like lug bulk, because you're going to get it at a reduced price, which we can't talk about because we're signing an NDA, but that tells you everything. But yeah, you order in huge quantities. So you're like ordering 800 and 1,000 of one particular element that you're going to need. So like I ordered, I don't know, about 1,000 grey 2x4s because I needed them. A lot of these.
Oh yeah, well they're brilliant for the road systems. They are for the new road ones because they're not enough.
400 1x4 brown tiles and 500 1x1 for train tracks.
Oh, let's see what they look like. I'm roll gel about them.
So that's 500 1x1s. It doesn't look a lot, does it? But I'll burn through them. Yeah. Can't remember what quantity they are, but a lot of the grey slurps, the inverted ones, 500. It's just an easy way of getting. But
Martin's starting to dribble at the mouth here. He is. He's looking at all those bricks.
Like stuff like this, bread loaves are hard to get hold of. The little 1x curved one in black as well. 400 of them.
That's why they're hard to get hold of. You've got all of them right there.
What are they, Craig? I missed that.
The bread loaves, the 1x1.
They kind of got a little curve on them.
Yeah,
they look like loaves of bread.
A lot in sets, aren't they? I don't know if it'll see it from there.
Oh right, yes.
I always look out for grey ones of those when I go into the Lego store. In fact, you know what? I can honestly say this: they sold out of those loaves on the first day that Leicester Square opened. You can't buy them anywhere at the moment, but yeah, they went. I went just like that. Every time I go in there, I keep thinking I need to ask Craig if he wants them or if they've got them, but they never have got them.
I do want them. They're using but
look at this. This 16.
Yeah, because I do a lot of mill stuff, so it's the best way of getting 16x16s.
I mean, if you went to Bricklink for that, you've probably got £100, at least £100 worth of plastic.
Yeah, it's not as expensive than that on lug bulk.
Yeah, no, this is cool. Now, talking to lug bulk, funny enough, folks, I'm a London AFOL, as well as one or two other things as well. And they're actually, it's in about 2 weeks' time, they're going to start getting together and wanting to know what people actually want to start signing up for that. So
it usually starts around November.
Yeah, so that's going to be going out soon. Now, talking of soon, actually, because don't forget, folks, we're only here for 90 minutes today. We're already 2/3 of the way through the stream already. We're going to take a look at that new Black Panther set as well, the so-called life-size one, as it's described. We'll take a look at it because it's not a cheap set. It really isn't. What can we say? And I'm curious as to know what you guys and girls out there think. For me, it's an easy pass. It really is. I can kind of appreciate it. I've not really looked at it, to be honest, folks. That's why I like streaming, because then I look at things then and you get like a true representation of what I think. But I put a survey out. I'm just curious to know what you guys and girls out there think about it. Do you think you might actually get one yourself or no, as the case may be? So I'm just having a quick look now, and so far there's been 20 votes. Blimey, that was quick. It was been about 30 seconds, and 14% of you are saying yes, which is quite good actually. I think that's quite reasonable. I'm curious to know what your age is as well, because it's definitely not aimed at kids. It's an interesting set. So why don't we? Because it's a big set. Let's take a look at it and see what we think. And I know there's plenty of people on this panel that like Marvel. So let's bring it on, shall we? Actually, see if we can get people down the bottom here. Let's see if we can do that. There we go. So first impressions, right? Let's go around the panel. Cy O'Connor, you are a Marvel fan. What do you think of this set? What's your first impression?
I think the box art looks really, really good. It looks awesome. These kind of things aren't my cup of tea, really. I will get one or two of the Star Wars helmets, but that's all. I mean, especially the price of this. Like, I could get a modular, I could get a building, I could get something that I really, really want. But I think it looks good. It looks realistic. And I think it's a good kind of tribute to, if it is supposed to be a tribute to Chadwick. But they're not my thing. But I do appreciate them. I love seeing them on other people's shelves and in their videos or their streams or whatever. And yeah, I personally think it looks good. When I see it with a white background, maybe not so much. It looks a bit holy kind of. But the box art looks good. There, you see, it doesn't look as good as the box art.
You're saying the blurred out guy reading a paper in the background doesn't make it look twice as good?
I think he's looking for his receipt.
It does. Oh yes.
He can't decide where he wants to put it. He's thinking, where can I put it that my wife won't notice?
I think it looks like he's about to install a nanny cam or something in it.
This'll get you.
Definitely. It's I've not quite made up my mind. I keep looking at it and thinking, God, that would look really good as Batman or something. But yeah, I don't know. Martin, what's your initial thoughts on this, dude?
Yeah, this is the first time actually seeing it. To build a hand, it's not easy. Like to draw, like artists always struggle with drawing hands, right? It's one of the things they can't. Faces and hands is always a thing. This hands is perfect, and then the sculpting is like that's kind of what I'm playing with right now. Like for me, it's a pretty skilled build, and if you were talking a lot about mocking and modding and how you get into something like. I actually would get that for the purpose of there's a lot there that would be useful for me to learn from. For that reason, but I don't even know who Black Panther is. I've just seen the set, so but I see it from that perspective.
Yeah, see, that's quite an interesting. Wow, do you know what? I don't think I've had anyone on the panel ever say that before. They'd want to buy it because they want to learn how to construct that. That's quite interesting. That's an interesting view, and I do agree with that. That's really good. Can I just say something I really don't like off the bat from looking at this? That is a sticker, and that should not be a sticker. Like that is front and house. That's like the reception of a building of some sort. That is a sticker. I
don't think any of those plaques should be stickers for the price of the sets. I think all of those plaques should be printed. I mean, they're all over €200.
Exactly. Dude, I am 100% with you on that. I mean, thank goodness could you imagine, right, if they printed the Hogwarts Express ones first? Yeah. Because I tell you what, they would have sold a lot of those because they would want those misprints big time. That's 100% sure. Nicole, you like your superheroes. What do you think of Black Panther? What do you think of this one?
I could imagine that it will be an experience like the hammer for me, because when I first saw the announcement of the Thor hammer, I thought, not mine. Then I went to the Lego store, saw it in person, bought it, and I love it. The only reason why I think I will pass on it is the fact that I have Stargate coming, that I definitely will buy the Sanctum Sanctorum and the Lighthouse. And that's right away a lot of money that I'm going to spend, plus the cost of the moving. Probably I won't have the money to spend on it. But if that wouldn't be the case, if I had the money to spend on it, I could imagine seeing it in person would persuade me to buy it.
Yeah, I think this is. I'm really looking forward to seeing this in person. I'm 100% never going to get it. I'm really not. But I can kind of appreciate it. Do you know what? I think it would have looked okay without the hands. I think it would have looked all right without them.
But you can take off the hands.
Yes, but I'd rather not have to pay to have them on there. That to me looks really good.
Do you know
what I mean? So that for me is enough. I'm kind of like, I'm sold. Yeah. And maybe it could have been made to be in a real life size one by using the bricks alternatively on that. Jang, I know you've done a bit about your thoughts on this, and you don't have to go into detail or anything like that. Please do watch it, folks. Again, I've not seen it yet because I didn't want to watch it because I didn't want to be biased on this. I wanted to go for my first reaction. But what do you think about this? The kind of the good, the bad, and the build. What's your sort of mini thoughts on it?
Yeah, honestly, my thoughts continue to evolve as I keep, as it leaves my mind's vision, and then I look at it again. Right now, there's still something that's not sitting right with me. Maybe multiple things that aren't sitting right with me about the way that it looks. Like this angle right here looks really, really strong to me, but then from some other angles, it starts to fall apart, partially proportionally and partially consistency of the sculpt. So when the hands are open, it looks pretty good, but when the hands are closed, it becomes obvious to me that the hands are too small relative to the size of the head. And the neck being absolutely straight and flush from top to bottom, just being like a plinth, the neck, Yeah, they add a little bit of musculature around the side, but most of that being completely straight, while the temples and the forehead are sculpted so brilliantly. And this texture along the side of the temples is just, that is beautiful. But by the time you get down to the jaw, to the lower jaw, it becomes so much simpler again.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of inconsistency to me that doesn't quite sit right. Of course, obviously, it's crazy expensive. Yes. But I think that almost goes without saying. I'm mostly trying to focus on, like, is this a nice looking thing? Because if it's absolutely brilliant and amazing and just makes you just want to stare at it forever, then maybe it's worth even more than they're charging. But it doesn't do that for me.
Yeah, I agree. I like what they've done with the lacquer, the silver lacquered pieces. I think that's quite nice. It defines it. I get a little hint of, I don't know why, but the Adam West Batman costume cowling with his eyebrows and stuff. And I like that. And I sort of think, oh, they could do that. But equally, I sort of think, why didn't they just do this, like what Barry said out there, as a Marvel helmet or something like that? This is kind of is out on its own. And quite an expensive set. I love the necklace. The necklace is really cool. That's really good. And I've seen some people on Instagram say they'd love to actually just build that alone. And it looks like it's relatively simple, actually, with some interesting parts. Now, this has definitely been a bit of a season for people that either sort of really like a set or don't like a set. For example, Hogwarts Express. There's pros and cons to that set. There really is, and we're not going to go into that. And I think this is going to be another one of those kind of one of those ones where people sort of wished it could have been so slightly different, and then maybe they might have gone for it. But anyway, Craig, what's your sort of thoughts on the Black Panther?
I'll let Sam go first.
Okay. I probably would echo some of the comments that have been made. In as far as it's not something that I would buy. I would be interested to see it in real life and actually look at the composition of it, because I'm not sure how it's going to look at different angles. I think, in my opinion, it looks much better just as a bust without the hands. But it would have been interesting to see how much of that detail they could have retained as a smaller set. But yeah, so it's not something that I'm going to buy, but I'm curious to see what it actually looks like.
Yeah, so it's definitely mostly not buying on the panel. At least that's the sense I'm picking up on. Craigster, what's your thoughts on this? Because you're probably more of a Black Panther fan than I am.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a old school Black Panther fan as well. I used to read it before it was in the MCU. I'm really not sure. I'm torn. I don't understand why they couldn't have done a normal size one with the same scale as like the Venom and the Carnage one, and maybe done the claws like the Gauntlet sets if they really wanted to. I'm not really sure why they've decided now to go for this scale or size. Then you've got to factor in the price that I think at this time it's a little bit too much money to start. It feels like a cash grab to me. It feels like it's playing off the back of the Black Panther film and the fact that Chadwick is no longer with us, and it just something about it doesn't quite sit. The build itself, I think I saw Matt's. I kind of think if you're going to get something this scale, you want it more like Legoland type thing, where it's more with bricks like the Darth Maul bust. If you're going to go bigger, 'cause usually you go bigger, you can get more detail and you can do the things, and that would be kind of cool as well if they'd have gone that way, because then it would have been its own thing away from the helmets, because it's very similar when you look at the construction. It's very snot plates on sides like those helmets are. So that confuses me a little bit as well. But yeah, it's just an odd one. I don't really get where they're going. And then I thought to myself, well, maybe they're just trying to corner the market. They've cornered the Bricklink market because they bought into that. So they did the secondary market on parts. Maybe they're looking at the stuff that's appearing on Rebrickable, because big busts and big animal sculptures would be on Rebrickable. And maybe they're thinking, well, why don't we just do them? People are going to buy them from us and not buy an instructions and then try and get the parts. I wonder if it's like exactly what Martin said. They're going for people who are maybe not confident, but then I worry that stifles creativity a bit, because normally this is the kind of thing I would expect to see at a show, like we saw at the Salt Utah one, where people would create that and somebody go, wow, you've created that imagination. I would really like to get that, but you'd be like, the only way of doing it would be to go and build it yourself. So I don't know if it's going to like stop people mocking, because they can just go and buy a very displayable set, whereas normally you'd have to mock it and do it. And I don't know. It's definitely not what I'm going to buy.
Do you know what? It's one of those ones for me. It's a nice to have. I'll never have it, but it's kind of nice that it's out there and Lego have built it. I got no justification for having it. I think it looks okay. I'm really looking forward to seeing it in the flesh. I'm almost surprised that they didn't do Iron Man first, but then the last Iron Man helmet they did, it looks so odd. It was like
Wolverine, like somebody said, because the Wolverine with the claws would have been pretty cool.
Yeah, now you're talking.
That said that.
Even just with one hand with the claws and stuff like that. But those claws, I'm sorry, right? Those claws have to be lacquered silver at least. Yeah. Like there must be no expense spared. If they did them in grey, oh my god, the internet would actually melt. I think they would. But yeah, there's I mean, to be honest, that is a pose that Wolverine does. So
it's the Wakanda Forever, in it? That's what he's doing.
Yeah. And
the title of the film.
I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it in the flesh. But for me, I don't know. I think it's a bit of a pass on my side. But I definitely think I'm kind of glad, and I kind of feel the same. I think as well as sort of kind of thinking it, that Lego have done it, and it's interesting to see.
It's the kind of thing you would expect the certified professionals to have put at the premiere of Black Panther, wouldn't you? The new film, that kind of thing, you'd expect them to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, look,
a lot of us were hoping it was going to be a big vehicle from Black Panther.
Yeah, it was like
well, yeah, and that's still potentially on the card side. They're saying there's a £500 Marvel set knocking around somewhere. So
I think this is that, but the price was leaked wrong.
Yeah, a lot of people saying that, aren't they?
Yeah, maybe, but yeah, the more I look at it, I think it works better for me. It's just a bust or something like that. That would be great.
I can see people like getting the instructions or even buying this themselves and doing their own versions as well of other characters. This might start a whole scale at this size as well. Of other characters that people will do, like you did with the big figs of the Harry Potter and Hermione. That you can't say.
Yes,
a lot of people started doing like Boba Fett.
I can say it.
Yeah,
Hermione. That's it.
Yay!
There we go. But yeah, that's true. And I was like, why haven't we got any more of those? Because I might buy the first two when I know what the next ones are going to be.
Yeah. And the other thing that I think is a guaranteed is somebody will buy this and do a rebrickable better. We're using the same pieces.
Yeah. I have to say, right, this year's been that year. I can honestly say I've heard more people say when a set's come out and they're reviewing it, they've gone, yeah, I like to see also what they do on Rebrickable with this. And I'm like, what? Rebrickable have definitely got something going there, because a lot of people say that if there's something about the set they don't quite like, they always kind of use the line, yeah, let's see what Rebrickable does with this. Yeah. But anyway, look, thanks for showing us that off, Craig. That's awesome. I think it's an interesting set. And I think it's one that will definitely divide the community, just like the wonderful UCS version of the Hogwarts Express did as well. So anyway, let's pop that off for now. We turn us to a bit normal because we've only got another 8 minutes to go. And my young friend out there, Planet Tech, will be kicking off his 24-hour Lego live stream. He will be. So I'm going to start showing you off some pictures right now. How you doing, No Lag? You okay, my friend?
Yeah.
Oh, how you doing? You had a nice week back at school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's good. It's nice and positive. That's good to hear, my friend. No, Lag, I've got to show off some pictures because we're going to be winding down the stream in about 8 minutes, and I don't want to be late because my right honourable friend out there, Planet Tech, will be kicking off his charity 24-hour live stream in aid of children with cancer in about 8 minutes' time. So, Tech, hopefully all is going well at your end, my friend. Don't forget, have plenty of Scooby snacks nearby. So let's show off a few photographs.
Say hi to everybody and say bye to everybody.
Bye.
Smell you later.
Smell you later.
Smell you later. Smell you later. I actually said that to him in real life once. I did, folks. Anyway, let's quickly show you guys and girls out there just a few pictures of peeps that we've got. Brad has sent me this through. He's out there at the moment. He's the convict chap. There we go. How about that for
Yes.
That's nice, isn't it? I like that.
Awesome.
It's a classic set in it's a classic symbol, that's for sure. Quite iconic, folks. That's from the convict, the convicts out there. What else we got out there as well? This is updated for his water as well. There we go. Oh, I'll show you this because it's on a time. But look about that for water. Oh, there's cars. We've got Porsches. Yeah, you like Porsches, Jang? About them for Porsches. Oh, there we go. Back to the water.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it is actually. Mesmerizing. It's like, what's your favorite Porsches or that? I tell you what we need. We need some of these Porsches, the 911s, in the 8-stud format. Just saying.
Who sent that one in, the water one?
That was Brad. He's on Instagram as Brad, but he's
Infamous convict. Yeah.
Infamous convict online. So thank you for sending that through. Rick Brickham, he said, "Here you go, dude. Digitally but fully buildable in real life." There we go. This is from Rick Brickham.
Yeah.
Good to see you, Rick.
Oh my god.
Rick's a legend with digital.
That is so cool.
Yeah. That's why I want to get into digital, because then I can do that when I'm commuting. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You haven't got to buy Lego to do stuff like that. That's good. I'd get that. I'd buy that.
That's another thing with studio. You just got to give it a go. You'll never learn it just sitting and being scared of it. You just got to mess with it.
You're 100% totally right, dude, on that. This is Brick Snaps. Look, here we go. There's a little bit of work that he's been doing on it. There we go.
Yeah. Awesome.
Like that.
Nice pillars.
Oh, nice pillars. I love a nice pillar. I really do. Honestly, folks, 8 hours sleep. Beautiful pillar. Just saying. Not that sort of pillar. Oh, there we go. Someone's just got it. Ray and Ella. It says, speaking of mocks, this one is something I did a while ago. I call it Ninjago and the Spaceman. And you'll see why. It's Ninjago meets Spaceman. There we go.
Cute. I like it.
Cool.
Oh, there we go. We've got Red Spaceman. We've got Lloyd or Lloyd. There we go. It's nice. And he's got one of those old base plates as well with the road system, which is kind of cool. Jesse, tell you what, this is a bit special. He started building this on last week's London Calling, folks. Check this out. How about that?
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's Wizard's Tower.
Yeah, I love the cobweb.
Wrapping inside the Wizard's Tower, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Not
Really
a
does.
wizard sleeve. That's different.
It's very, very awesome. Minifig Who sent me the blacksmith has an unexpected customer. Yeah, I think his eyes would fall out of his head if he saw this horse coming along. I'm loving that. Thank you for that, Gaz. Okay, the Minifig Who. What else we got out there as well? We've got Nick Gecko, who apparently tunes in every now and again. And this one, folks, is a mosaic, and it's very poignant for this week. It really is. There we go. How about this?
Brilliant. I've seen
God
that.
bless her.
It's lovely.
Yeah,
It's so cool.
that is very cool.
Iconic colour as well that she wore that.
Yeah.
She loves that. Yeah, we got that on the Elizabeth line, which I haven't been That's amazing, Gecko. And you know what? Normally speaking, he does Star Wars, and I've met him as well at the
Half
London
Asleep
Book
Chris
Festival.
did a good mosaic over today as well.
Who did, man?
Half Asleep Chris.
Yes, he did. He built it. Yeah, I messaged him earlier on about that. Yeah, it's really cool. It's like it's kind of more Her Majesty kind of one in blue, isn't it? It's lovely.
Yeah.
And he did a nice. He talked through it quite nicely, didn't it? Because he based it on the £5 note, which is the face that we've all grown up to, folks. But it'll only be a few weeks, and it'll have King Charles III on it.
Yeah.
So there we go. This is the Lego store. That was sent in by Redmond. So thank you for sending that in, Redmond. That looks love that, the old Lego store. I'm
key to get in. It's nice.
I'm still curious as to whether or not I'll build one of that one actually. That you get when a Lego store opens. And I've got 2 in 2 weeks because the reopening of Leicester Square and of course Dublin, which was one of the times of my life. It really, really was. Anyone else? Andrew. This will be the last one, folks. Andrew, he's a bit of a geezer, and he's built one as well. He goes, almost forgot it's Friday. And this is his Egyptian.
Oh, yeah.
Looks amazing, doesn't it?
That's good.
Yeah. So it's putting the back on it, doesn't it?
Yeah. Now, folks, thank you for sending all the pictures tonight. Sorry I didn't show them all, but the ones that I didn't show tonight, I will show next week, I promise. And because we are on a bit of a schedule tonight, folks. Reason being, Tech over at Planet Tech will be kicking off in about 2 minutes. His 24-hour live stream, and it's going to be full of all sorts of shenanigans. Sai's going to be on there at some point. I'm going to be on there
tomorrow. Tune in.
10 a.m. tomorrow. So is that 10 a.m. UK time, Si?
10 a.m. UK time. Don't know what it is at 10, 9, 8,
5
a.m. on the East Coast.
5 a.m. on the East Coast, but you
get up out of bed.
Yeah, you'll be picking up all the Aussies, that's for sure. They'll be around. And it's just gonna. He's a great guy for a great cause, folks. It really is.
And then, Greg, just quickly, I'll be with Fab Blondies at 7, which is 6, 5, 4, 3 Eastern time on Sunday. So tune in to Fab Blondies as well.
Yes, which works out to 8 p.m. UK time. That is, folks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
7, I think. 7 o'clock. Oh, 7 o'clock UK time. Work it out yourself.
Is it 3 p.m. EST? Yeah.
I think it's 2 o'clock EST.
Oh, if it's 2 o'clock, then yeah, it's 7 o'clock.
So thanks, Greg. Thank you. I love you.
Sorry. You're welcome. But yeah, folks. Honestly, I'd normally run around asking people what they're going to be doing. Let's see if everyone can do it with one kind of word answers, mono answers. Nicole, what are you doing? What are you doing in the next week?
Unpacking.
Good stuff. I like it. Brick Snaps, are you going to Seattle in the next week?
3 weeks time. So we're
3 weeks time.
3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I've been BrickCon. Yeah.
Good stuff. Check him out on Instagram, folks. We know what Sai's doing this weekend. Jang, what are you doing this weekend?
Castle review.
Oh, I like that castle review. There we go. That's going to be very neat. Watch out for that, folks. I'm going to miss you tomorrow, Jang, by the way, on the Patreon. I'm going to be, it's AFOL day for us, and I'm going to be popping over to Blue Water. So if anyone happens to be around Blue Water tomorrow morning, and maybe if I'm a bit grouchy, it's probably because it's so early that I haven't had coffee yet. But please come up and say hello. Craig, in a nutshell, what are you up to this weekend?
More castle building, and maybe watching some Explorer stream or being on an Explorer stream.
Yes, indeed. This is pretty exciting, actually. And what about you, Sam? Lovely to have you here as well, Sam, on your debut. It's been lovely having you here. Hopefully you'll come on again maybe one day. What have you got planned for this weekend? Are you going to a wedding by any chance?
That already happened. That was yesterday. So I'm driving home.
Oh, he's driving home.
Yeah. Okay. That's getting married yesterday as well.
I know.
Never forget that day, will they?
No.
I know that. I went to a wedding once. It was on like cup final. It was the World Cup final, and it was like all the blokes were in the other room, were crowded around a tiny little TV watching it, going, "What a day to get married on!" But and I wonder why it was cheaper then. But anyway, as they know now, folks. But anyway, you know what, folks? Thank you so much for tuning in. Please. Whatever you do, check everyone's details. They will be in the description a little bit later. I've just remembered that I haven't actually put everyone's the details in the description this time. And if you're down there, you know what? Do us a favor. Give us a thumbs up. You guys are amazing. You really are. And I just want to say, and I'm not dwelling on anything or anything like that tonight, folks, But you know, for me personally, she was Elizabeth. Will always be my queen. And you know what? Above everything, folks, she really was a remarkable woman and a beautiful person. She really was. And on that note, my friends, I just want to say thank you to everybody for tuning in tonight. The likes of Minifig Who, not today, Dwayne. Good to meet you, mate. Lego Madness, the Brick Bods, William Wildcat, and of course, Cabbage Face Lego, to name but a few. You know what, folks? Lego really is a wonderful thing. And each and every single one of you out there are too. I'll see you shortly on Planet Tech. Take care. Have a wonderful weekend.
Cheers.
And I'll see you very, very soon.
Bye bye bye.
Love you, Si.
Love you, Greg.
Love you, Sam. Love you, Dan. I love Jang more.
No, I love Jang more.
I love Nicole.